very deep conversation with you. You just slide right in. People understand the significance of all this. So it's great because, I've always said many years ago, people would say, oh, we're not going to talk about politics or religion. And I'd say, that leaves me out of dinner. I like to go down deep and have a real conversation with people, and we should do that. It's great.
How important is the student vote going to be in this primary?
Well, it's interesting because I think there's been a lot of awakening among a lot of people since this last presidential election that, whoa, maybe we better vote because people have seen the consequences of not voting. So I would hope, certainly, for the sake of this country, that students are very awake. I come from a generation where students were leading the political and cultural changes, and I think students continue to lead the cultural changes, but I hope we will see a lot more student-led political change in this country.
You talk about the generations. You have a huge fan base from your books, perhaps less so on the campus. I'm not sure. I don't know your demographics, but how much work do you have to do you think, to reach some of these younger voters who might not know you?
I'm not thinking that way. I'm thinking of myself as having a conversation with the American people. I think the younger you are, the more you know about some things. The older you are, the more you know about other things. And I'm looking for wisdom. I'm not just presenting to people, I can do this for you, I can do this for you, I can do this for you. That's not where this campaign lives. This campaign is a campaign that is submitting to the American people another way, an option of another way. First, we have to do the right thing. Whether you're 70 years old or 20 years old, the part of you that wants to stand up as a better human being is the same. And we have to stand up as better human beings in order to inform our country into a better direction, and place our country in a better direction. So in a very real way, yes, do I want to talk to students about college loans? Absolutely, yes. We have $1.5 trillion college loan debt. I want college to be free, public universities and colleges, and I want the cancellation of these college loans, or at the very least, radical renegotiation. On the other end, with older people, I want people to be able to retire with dignity in America. This is terrible. There's a crisis, a humanitarian crisis among our elderly. So yes, I want to talk about those issues that relate to this generation or that generation, but at the deepest level, I want to have a conversation about the American in us all, whether you're 20 or 75.
Another issue that's important on campus is voting rights here in New Hampshire.
Yes.
What are you going to do to ensure that college students are able to vote in the state where they are?
Well, we need to realize what's going on here. We need to realize the power grab. In 2013, the Supreme Court chipped away at the Voting Rights Act. There was a reason for that. This is part of the corporatist agenda, to keep the power. This is how you keep power in the hands of a small group of people, make it more difficult for everybody else to vote. So everything stems from awareness, and kids should not have to go home to another state to vote. That is absolutely outrageous. That's why I support H.R. 1 and all the various efforts that are being made in the House and in other places to absolutely guarantee not only access to the polls, but easy access to voting for everyone, no matter who they are and no matter where they live.
You just had your CNN town hall success. How close are you to being able to making the threshold, the criteria
We're
for the
under
debates?
14,000 left now, so we're on track to get there, but I don't want anybody to relax. We need to keep those donations coming in so that I can get to that 65,000 unique voters.
All right, let's see, get all that. Okay, anything that the president's doing lately that you take issue with?
I could say, other than waking up and getting on Twitter or something like that, I'm very concerned about what William Barr did yesterday, with denying bail to asylum seekers. This is just a continuation of the same kind of mean-spirited behavior, particularly in that case towards immigrants. And of course, the president is continuing to make it harder and harder for us to see his taxes, which I find very interesting. It's not so much specific sometimes. It's not so specifically what he did with the ban on transgender or ban on anything. It's the entire consciousness of this presidency is mean-spirited. And I believe that it undermines democracy itself. It undermines the basic principles of our country. It undermines the idea that all men are created equal, that God gave all men inalienable rights. The governments are instituted to secure those rights, not to deny those rights, to secure those rights. We have millions of American children living in chronic trauma. We have a national defense strategy that is based on brute force, but very little on actual peace creation measures. It is the entire consciousness of this presidency that I find not only problematical, but even perilous to the future of our country.
All right. Anything else you'd like to add?
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks.